The state of British politics has descended into chaos under the current Labour leadership. There's no avoiding the harsh truth. Keir Starmer's Labour Party is failing on every front. Illegal immigration is out of control, the economy is in freefall, and the catastrophic cover-up of grooming gangs has become an anchor dragging the party further into disarray. The public was told that Starmer was the man to fix these crises. Instead, he's compounded them, allowing Labour to unravel in front of our eyes. But here's a real kicker. The truth is beginning to surface. Labour MPs are quitting in droves, and they are not leaving quietly. This isn't the odd disgruntled member stepping away from a party they no longer support. This is a mass exodus. These MPs are taking to the media, spilling the secrets they've been holding back for far too long. And what they're revealing is staggering. Starmer's Labour is rudderless, directionless, and fundamentally broken. It's not just the backbenchers you need to worry about. Seasoned MPs who have worked alongside Starmer for years are now making it crystal clear. They cannot, in good conscience, remain part of this sinking ship. The floodgates have opened, and the sheer scale of discontent within the party is unprecedented. Labour MPs are jumping ship left and right, and their explanations paint a grim picture. One former MP described Labour as rudderless, with a leadership utterly disconnected from the rest of the party and its members. These aren't just throwaway comments. They reflect deep, systemic problems within the party structure. How did Starmer allow this to happen? How could someone with his political experience fail so spectacularly at uniting the party, let alone tackling the most pressing issues the country faces? Starmer's inability to lead is now being laid bare for all to see, and it's only going to get worse. The more MPs leave, the more speak out, and the more we realize just how deep the rot runs. This is no longer about a few disgruntled voices. It's about a widespread collapse of confidence in leadership. Even the most experienced MPs, who have weathered many storms before, are saying enough is enough. When those at the heart of the party are ready to walk away, you know the situation is dire. But the chaos doesn't stop with discontented MPs. Starmer's Labour is hiding an even darker truth, one that could ruin the party's reputation for good: the grooming gang cover-up. Simon Dannock, a former Labour MP, recently revealed shocking details about how Labour officials, including senior MPs, were actively suppressing information about the ethnic backgrounds of grooming gang members. The reason? It might hurt Labour's electoral chances. This wasn't just a case of one or two individuals making questionable decisions. It was a coordinated effort within the party to silence those who wanted to expose the truth. Jim Dobbin, a senior MP, also confirmed the same disturbing reality, that party officials were prioritizing votes over the safety and well-being of vulnerable children. So why didn't anyone speak up sooner? The reality is that every time someone tried to expose the truth, they were shut down. Kemi Badosh, another figure within the party, attempted to launch a national inquiry into the grooming scandal, only for Labour to use its parliamentary majority to block it. That's right. Starmer's Labour Party voted to keep the issue hidden. They voted against justice. They voted against the truth, all in the name of protecting their party's image. This isn't just political cowardice, it's a betrayal of the highest order. And what does Starmer have to say about this? He dismisses the need for an inquiry, claiming that the facts are already known. But how can we address the problem if we don't fully understand its scope? How can we take meaningful action without knowing the full extent of the failings? It's clear what's happening here. Starmer and his team are running scared. They know that the full truth would expose them as incompetent, indifferent, and deeply complicit in the suffering of countless young people. The grooming gang scandal is not just another political issue, it's a crisis of human rights. Young, vulnerable people have been systematically exploited, abused, and silenced for years. Families have been torn apart, lives destroyed, and communities left reeling. And what did Labour do? They buried the truth. They ignored the victims. They cared more about their own political survival than protecting those who needed them most. Starmer's Labour isn't just ignoring the issue of grooming gangs. They are actively trying to suppress it. They've made it clear that they are more interested in preserving their own reputation than in seeking justice. And that speaks volumes about their priorities. They are not serious about immigration, not serious about tackling crime, and not serious about the problems facing this country. They are only interested in power, and they'll do anything, covering up scandals, stifling investigations, lying to the public, to stay in control. What's happening within Labour is a farce. Starmer's leadership has failed on every front, And the MPs who are abandoning the party are showing us exactly why. It's no longer a matter of disagreeing on policies. It's about the fundamental values of honesty, transparency, and integrity. Labour's leadership has sacrificed these for the sake of political expediency, and the result is a broken party that cannot be trusted to lead. Starmer's Labour isn't a political movement, it's a political meltdown. And it's only going to get worse from here. The truth is coming out, and when it does, there will be no place left for those who have been complicit in this disgrace.